The Democratic and Republican parties were invited to the Guam Contractors Association to participate in a friendly forum today. While both sides laid out their ideology of their respective parties, it quickly turned heated as Democratic Executive Director Carlo Branch said voters should keep the Democratic majority in the legislature in order to provide the checks and balances needed to keep the Calvo administration from abusing its power.
And we have seen through various news reports that there are those concerns. Issues of the possibility of a sole source contract for millions of dollars at the port. Examples at the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority of 5 bidders being provided, but the number 1 through 4 bidders is thrown out, only to leave the 5th bidder, who based on news reports has strong contacts to this administration. If we want government to be more than a meeting place for foxes to divide up the chickens, there needs to be adequate checks and balances. A 2-party division in our government that allows for both parties to hold the other one honest. It is my hope that you will consider retaining a Democratic majority to do these things, to engage in a clearly stated public-private partnership statute, to invest in tourism, to expedite permitting, and, where necessary, to keep in check the most powerful ad loop in the history of Guam. A ad loop which has been able to combine through its own work and ability the power of corporations and the power of government. We need on Guam a private sector that is competitive. We need to oppose any form of consolidated power which may lead to unfairness in competition or monopoly.
Republican Party Chairman Mike Benito took offense with these comments.
I'm sure you're all shaking in your boots. All the business people in this group are shaking in their boots that Eddie Calvo is going to go out and open up construction companies and put you all out of business. I feel it's a little bit unfortunate that Mr. Branch talks about some of the things that the conflicts, the sole sourcing of the port and some other contracts. And it's an interesting thing to be able to throw down a bomb unsubstantiated and walk away. And I'm a little bit disappointed, but I hope you understand that that's not what the Republican Party is all about.
Benito then began to focus on the Republican Party's platform, reading what he called the party's contract with the people of Guam. It's comprised of commitments to maintain a balanced budget, pay out tax refunds, build the economy rather than raising taxes, support small business, and create a new industry to serve as a 3rd pillar for the island economy.
Do you realize that on Guam, we import over 600,000 pounds of produce a week? 600,000 pounds of produce a week. We'll build our local agriculture industry, explore the livestock industry, and reduce our reliance on imported products, and keep money here on Guam. The agriculture, aquaculture, livestock industry has the potential to become the 3rd economic pillar outside of military and tourism.
The contract also promises to begin relying more on alternative energy, to build affordable housing on government property, and to build an e-commerce industry as a 4th economic pillar for the island.
We believe with the Republican majority we will work collaboratively with the federal government and the Department of Defense to get this Guam military back on track. We will leverage the buildup to create a strong and vibrant economy that supports higher paying jobs for our families and opportunities that will encourage over 150,000 Guamanians living abroad to return home. We will develop a prosperous economy that will sustain our growing community. And we understand that the Guam buildup is the most immediate opportunity to increase our revenue base, which will allow us to improve our schools, our parks, our roadways, our infrastructure, and protect our natural resources.